Om Shri Ganeshaya Namo Namah. Greetings to everyone world over, all our brothers and sisters across the globe, wherever you are. It's a green morning, green afternoon, and green evening. What a indeed great pleasure. We are all moving together. NRIs for Indian education and skills. They're always very supportive. Indian diaspora is wonderful. They are doing commendable. Don't look only for the FDI, foreign direct investments. That, of course, we are intellectual capital, enhancing the technology, at the same time, bringing some collaboration and some valuable inputs towards education, towards skills, towards competencies, towards capabilities, and everything whatsoever can be done. All that is the journey we are going to talk about. Now, Sunday, 5th of March, 2023, we all are moving together. We extend a hearty welcome to all our Gunijan, all our participants, those are joining us across the globe. And we are so delighted and we are so happy that all of you and you share so much with each other. You share with all of us. We are so very happy and privileged and proud of. Now, let me just go ahead and share a couple of slides. Today's program is very special because we are going to take you into the new world, because technology is bringing a revolution in every field, and so is in education, so is in your job, so is in your entrepreneurship, and so is in your skills and competencies. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world of Digital Inspirational Lab of ICSI. When I say Digital Inspirational Lab, so E for I for L for Dil. Dil is your heart, and your heart plays a very important role. It should keep on beating, 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 wonderful way, because lots of movies have been made on Dil, 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 Dil. So, hearty welcome, all our brothers and sisters across the globe, 32 million Indian diaspora. Wherever you are, you're doing commendable. Our greetings, wishes, and we cherish your participation with us. Before the pandemic, we had a wonderful, different kind of a journey, and that was brick and mortar, right on the ground, big buildings, big campuses, and big institutions, and everybody having big, 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 big. And that was something going on ground. And we had India's first finishing school network for service industry, because Chamber is focused on services sector. We all know the GDP has got three parts, three segments: agriculture, manufacturing, and services. So we are focusing on services. In this finishing school, we had wonderful, training programs, skill programs, competency development programs, and we were focusing on personality enhancement, communication skills, basic computer skills, what you call ICT or IoT, selling, marketing, public relation, MICE industry, meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibition. And we were focusing on tourism, hospitality, airline, retail, event management, rural development, teacher and youth empowerment, and various capacity building programs, what we had been doing. Now let's move ahead. The ICSI finishing school, when we talk about over here, empowering youth, educator, trainer, and corporate with soft skills, with technical skills, and of course, life management skills. Nobody should have anxiety. Nobody should have depression. And at the same time, no stress, please, because you got to remain stress-free. And at the same time, you got to focus on your personal development. So youth empowerment, teacher empowerment, women empowerment, corporate training, all that through this finishing school, various programs. And if you go through the entire process, everything is listed over here, how the various activities were making you a perfect human being, acceptable in the corporate world, and people enjoying quite a bit, and, strategically channelizing everything the best possible way. Now, various training sessions and national integration program, the Northeast India youth coming all the way to North India, and vis-a-vis children going from here to that side. And at the same time, working out a strategy that the different cultural diversities, what we have got, while respecting different cultures, how to bring unity and how to bring them closer and together. Various grooming tips, that is your etiquettes, manners, gesture, body language, how to look smart, how to think smart, and how to talk and walk smart. And I have got lots of dignitaries joining over here. Very especially, I extend a very warm welcome to Yogesh Kumar Upadhyay ji, the gentleman who is a master trainer, and he had been the president of the ISTD as well, and which is again a platform for various training programs, and he has done commendable. And Sakshi Chauhan is the first to join. Mohit Chaudhary ji, we extend a very warm welcome to you as well. Thank you very much being a part of it. So when we are talking about grooming, it got to be head to toe grooming. That means right from top to bottom. Everybody got to look smart, talk smart, walk smart, and various counseling sessions. How to remain positive, how to talk positive, how to walk positive, how to think positive, and how to think good for everybody. Listening skill is very important. When you talk about communication, it is not only communicating and speaking, that is communication to connecting. Rather, listening skill is also very important, which we all have to take into considerations. Now, social etiquettes, of course, is very important and integral part of our life. Dining etiquettes, how to dine when you're mixing sugar in your tea. It should not be good, 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 tuk, 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 tuk. No, 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 no noise, please. Nothing of that sort. When you are eating, no chop, 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 and you're making a noise and all that. When you're eating, holding a tissue next to you so that you can see both the corners of your lips, and at the same time, nothing is hanging around. And when you speak, you do not, just throw away some water particles and all that. There are a couple of things which has to be taken into consideration. Lot of good dining etiquettes, how initially to take a first course, how to start with the soup and snacks, and thereafter going to the main course, then comes your desserts, and how the serving has to be done from the left side. So various things being given to children, and then the group discussions, mock interviews, all that also being given. And here are the youth ready. Transformation, women empowerment. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are just 3 days away. Today is 5th, 8th, we have got International Women Day. And this year agenda, once again, I just want to leave it with you. We will talk about technology, and you must see yourself what is United Nations theme this year with regard to women empowerment. When I'm talking about technology, it plays very important role for all of us. So transformation, which is required, how the skill can play very important role, and how the skilled youth are ready to join the industry and bring proud to everybody. At the same time, people those are living in the rural areas, they also have dream, they also have desire, they also cherish a lot of things, and unke bhi sapne hain. So how to reach the last mile, the last village, the last youth, right on the border area, and sometime due to the climatic condition, certain areas are non-accessible as well. Every time throughout the year, it's not possible. So how basically to do justice with that, we would be taking that also into consideration, digital way through our inspirational lab. Now, at the same time, our chamber is working towards national integration. As I told you, different states, different provinces, different union territories, how the children getting together, amalgamating with each other, talking, walking, living, staying, and dancing, eating, singing, everything together. So yes, program, that's the youth empowerment skills, attitude management, personal enhancement, confidence building, manners and etiquette, all this, when you take into consideration, leading to something called life management skills. Now, we have been giving lots of emphasis on capacity building and on the skill gaps. And that basically was the main objective of finishing school. 10 beautiful steps. The month has just started, and we are in the month of March. And this year is yours. This decade is yours. And remember, you're born to win, and you have a right to be happy right in every moment, and in this moment also when we are together. Dreams are not the one which come to you while you're sleeping. Dreams are the one which do not let you sleep. So you got to see it from that point of view. As this program is going live on the YouTube, in your own time, you can see this beautiful 10 steps you can go through, and finally, you will come out victorious as skilled, competent, talented, and you have the capabilities to join the world. So we are very happy. We had a wonderful journey in this finishing school. Approximately 52,000 youths and 35,000 teachers. They've gone through various programs and they have taken various tasks in the finishing school, and they're the part of the global family now because we started this journey in 1994 and we all are coming in a long way. And then came the lockdown. During the lockdown, everything got reshuffled. Houses locked, businesses closed, tourism deeply impacted, no movement, no aircraft, no buses, no trains, nobody stepping out of home. And that has affected your thought process, your business, your physical and mental health. And at the same time, the main part of the universe, when we talk about, it also impacted the education and skill programs. But we got to move on. हमको चलना तो है, जीना तो है, आगे बढ़ना तो है. And sometimes the crisis bring the new opportunities also. And we always think in our chamber. अभी आप देखिए, we have got in the whole world physics lab, chemistry lab, bio lab, computer lab, maths lab, microbio lab, language lab, computer lab, home science lab, and aviation lab, hospitality lab, music and dance lab. Why can't we think of inspirational lab where children become more curious, they become more creative, they become more imaginative, and at the same time, when they innovate something new through design thinking, critical thinking, adaptive learning, immersive learning, project-based learning, technology-adopted learning, exploring and experimenting, nature-based learning, joyful learning, and empathy-based education learning. So welcome to the world of Digital Inspirational Lab of ICSI. We are strongly working on mental wellness, physical wellness, professional wellness, social wellness, economic wellness, and global wellness. Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. In the Digital Inspirational Lab, when we talk about how various activities for teachers, for students, what all is to be done so that they all get the benefit of it. And Dil, Digital Inspirational Lab, we have to think of, we have to talk of, and that is the way we got to be moving ahead together, ladies and gentlemen. We should be defining what is the goal of this Digital Inspirational Lab, what sessions are being given to children, how they become more creative, how the capacity building of the teachers takes place, what are the various resources available through technology. Now we got to define the goal of Digital Inspirational Lab from the learning point of view and stimulation point of view, happy learning point of view. So all that when you take into consideration, as you reflect on learning objectives for the labs, you might consider certain questions which are listed over here. I do not want to consume too much of time. You read in your own times. We are planning beautiful inspirational lab for you where you get inspired, you get motivated, you get charged, and you say that something new I have to do. So while planning for children, for youth, for teachers, for counselors, for trainers, for corporate training, middle management moving to higher management, it's a technology enhancement. And it could be lecture-based, activity-based, story-based, skill-based, inquiry-based. And it could be for individual to individual, like a mentorship, or it can be in various groups as well, which can take care of. Let's move ahead and see something. When we talk about it, over here, the mental wellness, personal wellness, professional wellness, and social wellness, all we are taking into considerations. Capacity building of our educators and teachers through our Digital Inspirational Lab, because when there is a project-based learning with the real world experiences, student needs to solve the real problems that has got connection and they are in the real context with the life day-to-day what we live. Nature-based learning, getting out to the nature, becoming more a part of nature, enjoying the nature, appreciating the nature. Nature recovered itself at its own during the pandemic time. We all understand. Learning water management. The other day, our president, who is based out of Singapore, Anil Malhotra, he was telling there is no shortage of water in the world. There's a mismanagement of the water. We'll be bringing some special program for all of you. So learning water management is also very important. Learning waste to resource management. Wonderful sessions during the pandemic we had done. And I can never, ever forget Dr. Puran Singh and Dr. Bharadwaj. They gave us so much of input, how to reduce, how to reuse, how to recycle, how to renew, and all that has to be taken care of. There's no waste. Everything is a resource. We should understand how to manage that resource. And when you take the younger generation for organic cultivation, they will be healthy, they'll be more healthy, they will live longer, they will live beautifully, they'll think positive, because today we have got lots of challenges world over. The climate change, when you talk about, this point has been discussed in the various groups from time to time, world over. Somewhere the fire, somewhere the floods, somewhere the ice melting, somewhere the water level rising. Can you imagine how the world is facing various challenges? So the climate change, we all got to understand. Carbon neutral, you got to understand. And that's why we all are shifting from petrol, diesel, gasolines, and other areas to the new technology altogether. At the same time, world is one family. In the G20, we have understood Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We have got different faith, we have got different religion, we have got different, the male, female, genders, race, and age groups, ethnicity, various different education backgrounds. And of course, we all are having our own perceptions about the universe. So how do we appreciate and how do we understand the cultural diversity? That is something very important. And there's also immersive learning. Now, what exactly is the immersive learning? You should read in your own time, because today we are focusing on digital inspirational lab. Our efforts is that your body, your mind, your soul, they all got to be in sync, and you got to live healthy and you got to live longer. Now, the G20, we are so grateful to the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji. More than 200 events are taking place in India at different places, at different parts, in different cities throughout India on different themes. And we are involving everybody with the vision of the Prime Minister. And there's also a Visit India year 2023. And Vikas Malhotra ji, the tourism strategist, he joining us from Canada, will understand, and we extend a very warm welcome to all our NRIs. Bring 5 people with you, visit India, let more and more people experience what exactly is the cultural heritage, Indian old civilization, what all we pack for you. There got to be a sustainable development in the world, and we got to have sustainable tourism. We got to respect sustainable development goals. And at the same time, why education doesn't have music, dance, games, happiness, humor, fun, creativity, curiosity, storytelling, stimulation, passion, talent display, talent hunt, stress-free, technology-based, vocational-based, skill-based, outdoor activities which are nature-based, children will be more happy. Education got to be made relevant to our day-to-day life. From the time we get up in the morning until we go to sleep, what all happens throughout the day, we got to take that into consideration. Technology is bringing lots of changes for us. Capacity building for the future skills. We got to be doing skilling, reskilling, upskilling, and we got to promote lifelong learning, because, ladies and gentlemen, industry is changing, world is changing. And at the same time, Honorable Prime Minister of India says, Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliant India, and thereby women empowerment, vocational education, technology-based education, skills, holistic education, all that, because Swami Vivekananda ji told us long time back, all power is within you. You can do anything and everything. Start believing in yourself that you can do it, you will do it, and you must do it. That is something very important. Your passion, your creativity, your innovation, all that is a beautiful combination. Here is the Digital Inspirational Lab, which aims at innovative, futuristic, technology-based, joyful learning with empathy. Dil se dil tak, youth educator and education ecosystem. So, ladies and gentlemen, whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Let's come together for better humanity tomorrow, making education and skills relevant and making everything so stimulating in our life. We are so grateful to all our viewers world over that we have come a long way and we have completed 1,835 webinars, having started on 25th of March 2020, when the pandemic had come, and all the videos are available on YouTube channel ICSI India. This is your YouTube channel. Subscribe it, like it, share it, comment it. And today also the people, those are joining us, we extend a very warm welcome to all of you. And we request you, kindly share your vision on the post in the ongoing YouTube channel program, ICSI India. Let me give you the final glimpses of 1 minute in the form of a video with regard to Digital Inspirational Lab. Welcome to Dil.
Welcome to the Inspirational Lab of ICSI Finishing School for Service Industry. The International Chamber for Service Industry, or ICSI, brought on ground India's first finishing school for the service industry in 1994. However, it has become an inspirational lab and turned completely digital post-pandemic. Here, the students link academics beyond syllabi. They journey from effective communication to connecting skills, curiosity to creativity, along with soft skills, life skills and technical skills. Health and wellness is another important component of the Inspirational Lab at ICSI.
So we welcome to
Inspirational Lab is an initiative of ICSI to develop a holistic approach in education transformation. Visit icsi.india.in.
The contact number of Madam Chitra Kapoor. You can send her a WhatsApp and we would be more than happy to get connected with you. With these words, ladies and gentlemen, let me extend a very warm welcome to Mr. Vikas Malhotra, eminent tourism strategist from Canada, and Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajan from USA, our advisor who joins us. And we would request him to start with the prayer, and then we hand over to Mr. Vikas Malhotra to share his vision. And then finally, we would request Professor Natarajan to kindly give the closing remarks, and we wind up the session. With these words, first let's take on the prayer of the morning, afternoon, and evening for everybody, because it's better to start with our own prayer and something we should remember in the universe who has sent us.
Namaste Gulshanchi, Vagarta Viva Samprapto, Vagarta Pratipatye, Jagatah Pitaro Vande Parvati Parameshwara. Thank you. So over to you, Gulshanchi. It's, I think, a very fascinating story again, as you've said. And I think you and I know we have a lot more things in the pipeline and good things that are going to be coming along. I think this is going to be good. March is a good month. We are going into, I think, Holy Milan. This is happening this week all over the North American continent. So wishing you all a happy Holi. Let us be very colorful. This is the spirit of spring upon us. So welcome. Namaste Vikas ji also. So I hope the temperatures are starting to climb up in Canada. We certainly are seeing some temperatures here. I can see Gulshan is also already in a holy mood. He's always in a holy mood. 365 days is a colorful man. So that,
Thank you.
Gulshan ji, aap kuch shuru kijiye.
Thank you.
Thank you
Professor.
become like family now. It's not even a formal thing. It's more like, it's become more like that.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Thank you. We extend a very warm welcome to Vikas Malhotra ji. Let's take the vision. And we talk about technology, we talk about tourism, and we talk about service industry, whatever input you would like to bring. And then I'll bring once again our advisor from USA. Professor Natarajan ji. Vikas Malhotra ji.
Namaskar, morning, afternoon, evening. I'm not going to say good night because there's no time to sleep. We got to do a lot of work together. So let me just come to the point straight away. Digitalization, digital world, technology is one of the biggest tools in any industry, tourism industry, of course. So first of all, let's just think, why do we have a digitalization? Why the human beings are progressing towards this? The whole world is moving towards digitalization only because it enhances, it helps. And tourism industry, of course, being one of the major industries in the world, especially nowadays when human beings have realized of late, there's a value to life. Let's enjoy. Let's explore the world. Let's move out of our homes, out of our comfort zones, and see how beautiful the other parts of the world are. Let's exchange some cultures. Now, there was a time, I want to go back, when we used to write manual tickets with hand. Those times are gone. Computers came, softwares came, everything started to come on a keyboard. And nowadays, we've got apps now. I do want to share, any kind of tourism industry platform is based on something called, on two things. One is called GDS, which I will come to you, and one is called BSP. GDS is basically Global Distribution System. It is a software which distributes and connects all major IATA airlines in the world, and they actually give you all the like the components of the travel industry, whether it's a hotel, it's an airline, it's a tour, whatever it is. So it's basically a common software which gives you to the world. Billing and settlement plan, as the name says, is the extension arm for the accounting team. And all of these are digitalized. They are available on your phone. That's all you need. Now, there was not even 5 or 6 days ago, I've got a friend in India who actually sent me an app, and it's called roamaround.io from the website Roam Around. And I actually tried. I would request everybody to try that. You can download that app or you can go to the website. I'm just talking about how digitalization takes place. There was a time we used to have these books called OAG. If somebody wants a multi-city itinerary from Delhi to London, London to Frankfurt to, just as an example, New York to Los Angeles, then Singapore, and then back to Delhi or Mumbai in India, we used to have those thick books, which we used to read, get how many miles, what's the fare, this and that. That time is gone. Look at the digitalization. The Roam Around, you put this itinerary as a multi-city, you will get all the options in front of you. And my friends, in matter of seconds. This is what digitalization is. We are thinking ahead. We are thinking beyond a human brain can normally think. And why are we thinking beyond? To make this world a better place to live in. There is one of the works that I do, as I mentioned earlier, is to liaise with the civil aviation, and what they do is they actually think of beyond the current scenario to make airports and to make the airlines as a better place. So there is a person who actually took an extension of the retirement, and she's 68 years old. And she said to me just last week, Vikas, I am actually going to book everything. I plan to go throughout the world. I'm not going to touch the computer or talk to anybody. I'm just going to book everything on this device called phone. How? Digitalization. How does it happen? Technology. What inspires you? Advancement. Look at the thing that it is so easy. You go to bed, let me just see what's the event happening in Munich. When is the bullfighting going to take place in Spain? We don't need to read or ask anybody. Just pick up the phone, go to whatever app or go to the website, and it's in a matter of seconds over there. 4 P's of the tourism industry, 4 P's, pillars, 4 basic foundation: product, price, place, promotion. They are all found in a matter of seconds. Again, where? in the matter of hands in this digitalization world. Any place on the planet, anything which is to do with the tourism industry, my dear friends, I can let you know, please try. You can go, I've given you one name, roamaround.io. I'm going to give you another name called Sabre Red, SABRERED. And then in Sabre Red, you will find an extension called Sabre 360. Sabre, SABRE 360. I'm just going to give you these names. My dear friends, I really request you to try these apps, try these websites, and see how easy, how simple it is to plan your trip. I'm not going to say digitalization is going to take the travel community away. In fact, it's going to enhance. There are lots of time when you do your own homework, you want to go from place A to B to C to D, you digitalize, you pick up your phone, you plan an itinerary, and now you've already narrowed down from those 500 options to top 3. Now you will go to a professional and say, hey, these are the 3 itineraries. Can you recommend one? And then the travel counselor or the advisor or the planner is going to see, hey, why are you going to do a backtrack? Instead of going from Delhi to London, London to Frankfurt, why don't you just change Delhi to Frankfurt, Frankfurt to London? What are we doing here? We are enhancing. We are saving miles. But how did that happen? Those work of 5 hours, 4 hours has been done in a matter of seconds. How, my friends? Digitalization. Through this device called phone, through this device called app. Please know we are living in a world where we have ambition not in our mind, in our hearts too. Our mind, as we always see, is whatever the mind can conceive, can achieve. And this is the true meaning. Let's push forward the digitalization, the technology. And there is nobody on the planet that you need except for your own mind to think beyond. Let's make use of this world that we live in. It's a beautiful world out there. It's not just about Iguazu Fall in South America. It's not just about the river Ganga in India. It's not about the South India Ayurveda massage. It's more beyond that. How can we think more beyond that? By digitalization. There's one more thing I want to say before I give the podium back. If you ever go to any app, let's just keep the travel industry at a side. You go to any app, I'm just going to give you an example. Let's go to Amazon, right? You're going to find, oh, let me try to buy a phone on Amazon. Now you look at the iPhone, all the phones are over there, all the listings is over there with the pricing. Down below, you will find suggestions. You will find ads coming up, appearing, because the software recognizes what is your areas of interest. I'm buying a phone. Then they will say, instead of iPhone 14, take iPhone Pro Max, iPhone 12 Max, iPhone 11 Max. You will save so much. What is happening at the side is digitalization, giving you some ideas, giving you some suggestions. Travel industry is based on the same. Go to any travel app and put, as an example, Chennai. Let's talk about our Bharat first, then the rest of the world. When you go to Chennai, tourist attractions, it's not going to give you Chennai like one of the biggest stationery, the one of the biggest bookstore in India called the Landmark. It is not only going to give you Nungambakam Airport, the technology, it's also going to give you the outskirts called VGP complex, where there is the Ferris wheel and the attractions like they have. On a side, it is going to give you suggestions. Hey, if you're already in Chennai, why don't you just travel 20 miles away and see another place over there? You're already in Chandigarh. Why don't you just go for 45 minutes and go to beautiful Pinjore Gardens? Why only restrict your mind to rock gardens only? Person who's coming to a certain place is going for the first time, but they don't know what's the other attractions. Why don't, like you would like to go to foothills of the Himalayas? Oh, Solan, Shimla, Kalka. There is a slow train which goes from Kalka to Shimla. And when I used to live in India, it was like 15 or 20 kilometers an hour. It's on a It's on a narrow track, moving very, 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 very slowly uphill, but that is meant for tourist train. How would you get these suggestions, my dear friends? Digitalization. Thank you so much. Namaskar. Good evening. Greetings to everybody. These are my
Wonderful,
thoughts.
wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Such a beautiful start. Let's get to
Thank
the
you.
Professor Saab, and thereafter we'll come back to you once again. Let's get to
Pleasure.
Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajan ji. Education, skills and competencies and service industry and technology and artificial intelligence and innovation and research, all that moving around, swirling around all the places. How do you look at it as a academic, the marketing strategist?
The fundamental problems of the human beings have not changed. And this idea that technology will displace jobs, I mean, there is a truth to it, but the question is, for every job that's lost, there are some new jobs that created, So for example, whenever we had just the bullock carts, you only had markets for the people who are taking care of the bullocks, and then the carpenters who made the cart, and then the blacksmith who makes all the axles, right? But now suddenly the bullock cart is now replaced by an automobile. Look at the multiplier effect in terms of jobs on the economy. How many new jobs are created? Rather, there is a chauffeur job, there is a whole manufacturing job, there is a service job, I mean, mechanic job. Then there is even in the US, even the tire changing, the whole tire business is a whole new thing, going and getting new tires. Then there is the body shop when you have collisions. So there is a whole cottage industry that has been developed in the last so many years because of this development in technology. So similarly, whenever you have new tools like AI, there is this idea that Chat GPT can really now, you don't even need writers. Chat GPT can do it. But remember, any model for that matter is garbage in and garbage out. So who decides what is garbage in and who is garbage out? For that, you need a human brain. So this far-fetched idea that, AI will replace humans is important. I think every threat is also creates new opportunities. You already said that. And sometimes when you have a crisis, it is actually too good to be wasted. You should use that to improve productivity. You should use that to create some disruptive innovations that change the society and put that on a higher growth path. That is really that should be the goal, rather than getting and burying your head in the sand like an ostrich. So that is my thesis on all of these things. So Chat GPT is one thing, of course. It really, what it really does is all of these things basically, आपका data लेके आपको they're selling it back to you. This is typically they used to say about consultants. They would take your own ideas and package it back and sell it back to you as a solution. So similarly, that's really what these guys are doing with all these softwares. But any software is written by a human being. And I was watching another comedy show the other day that comedy very, very nicely talks about Chat GPT can only do what humans can do. But only a human can do what another human has not done. So to set the next frontier is only possible by human beings, and that is what will create the new wave of jobs. So that is, if we take that approach, I think there is something positive that we can go after. So what will be some new jobs? How do we embrace AI to make us better and effective in our jobs? Because at the end of the day, any productivity, any technology should be helping us improve our own productivity and our own effectiveness so that we can deliver value to the people that we are serving. So if we take that framework, I mean, I always say as a marketer, well, you only need to know two things. Your value proposition, which is basically what is the benefits relative to costs. So can you take the AI and increase the benefits that you add to your customers, or can you decrease your cost of serving the customers? If you can do the two of these two, can you do both of them in tandem? Yes. Then you are going to be improving the value that you add to your customer. And remember, ChatGPT is not going to be giving you the orders. It is a customer. It is another human being. So that is how we should be looking at. This is my, understanding as a basic marketing, in a basic marketing sense. Of course, you can now go into determinants of what is value, what translates and what skills you need, all that. I mean, that's a level of detail that we need to worry about. But I'm giving you just a macro picture. So with that, I think specifically tourism and all, you're talking of recommendation engines. These have all been around for a while. And now only question is, can you use it to increase more? At the end of the day, all these should translate into increasing more trial, more purchase and more repurchase. I mean, that's really what we should be looking at, even in a tourism context. So can you cross-sell more? Can you upsell more? So for example, the guy is just in Chennai, as you said, but now when he's in Chennai, hey, or he wants to buy that silk Kanchipuram sari, can you sell that? So these are all the opportunities that one has to go after. And, or similarly, somebody is, there and they want to go for a quick Ayurvedic trip. Can you make that happen? All that things are possible in a tourism sense. And the other thing is tourism, there's a whole issue of trust. So when you have all these recommendation engines, they help you build up trust because people can post their reviews and all. So this has already been happening. It is now the scale at which is going to happen is going to be of a higher order.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, you still need a human element. And I think that is where India still has potential because of its younger population to invest in this as new jobs and creating value for the people, the customers. So that is my premise. And we have talked about it in great detail in the kind of jobs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Natarajan. Now, ladies and gentlemen, very important over here when we are talking in context of Mr. Vikas Malhotra, because he will be traveling for the next 3 Sundays and he'll be out of the country and he'll be going to other locations. So what comes to our thought process in context to tourism, what Professor Natarajan was telling, something very interesting over here. Tourism, when we are talking about, I personally feel all the travel trade people, they're dream merchants. They sell dreams and they sell beautiful dreams. And how do you package those dreams and how do you deliver them? And just now when he was talking about Mr. Vikas Malhotra, I downloaded both the Roam Around also and Saber Red also. And Saber Red is so colorful. I'm just so much is going on that when I had gone through the Play Store, I found it so interesting. And then I told, show me something, Agra or Varanasi, a couple of other places. And within no time, it picked up such a beautiful, the intensity of the pictures. You feel like visiting. So it's again packaging, how you're doing it and how technology, because today we got to understand there used to be a 5 days cricket match. Then it came to 1 day cricket match. Then it came 50 overs match. Then it came 20 overs match. Then it came different countries, the players amalgamation, and then they are having match. So different fun, and I was just watching one of the program on television where the film celebrities playing cricket, and it was basically more for a fun and bringing happiness and joyful moments for everybody. Tourism, I think, is so colorful. And people ultimately on this planet, what do they need? They need happiness, they need warmth, they need recognition, they want to travel, they want to explore, they want to see different places. Technology certainly is going to play very pivotal role in the coming times. You would be sitting in Canada and in America, and you want to feel the whole world right in your drawing room, or while you're having your breakfast and you want the flipping and everything coming over there. I think technology would come in such a tsunami that we have adopted during the pandemic. We adopted technology very well. Whatsoever was to come in a slow phases, in a different segments, in a different moments, every teacher, every student, every person adopted the technology. So why not? I think change only is constant. Like we keep telling, travel agent should be called travel facilitator, travel consultant. Why travel agent? And once again, tourist guide. The guide word can also be replaced. Tour operator. Can there be a tour facilitator? There's so many things which can be done. I think technology is going to play a very important role. Our chamber is also working very diligently in that particular direction. And that's why we have switched over from the brick and mortar finishing school right on the ground to the digital arena. And that is something interesting, digital, inspirational lab. And when we say inspirational, because we want to empower and enthusiasm, and we want to enrich, we want to give new experience. We want customer to be more feeling amazed beyond expectation. That's what is the efforts we are trying to put in. And we would like to make optimum utilize of technology in that. Yesterday, Chitra has given me 2 beautiful apps, which I'll share. I got to just discover that. Otherwise, she gave me one app. It was so interesting, so interesting. I was just trying to locate, and yes, I got. It is called Trello, Trello. Ladies and gentlemen, what a beautiful app for the MICE industry, for the event industry. That is Trello, Trello. The second app she gave it to me yesterday was Asana, Asana. If you want to organize virtual events, and how do you make them realistic, where the other person feels is happening right before you? She gave me another app, WHOVA. These are all for event industry. And then, of course, we had seen Flio, FLIO. That was also there, which we enjoyed. And then there was exordo.com, EXORDO.com. This platform is to share something new, knowledge, or whatsoever is coming from the global fraternity, all of us trying to get the best possible. So with these words, I pass on the baton once again to Mr. Vikas Malhotra, and then finally, Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajan ji will be giving the closing remarks. Mr. Vikas Malhotra.
Thank you. Beautiful thoughts. Everything is excellent, but I would like to contribute some of my thoughts in the thoughts from Professor Vivek ji and Dr. Gulshan ji. So these apps are very good. Dr. Sharma just used the word colorful. I would like to let you know that there is a hospital in Hamilton, in very, very close to Toronto area. What the nurses are doing, those patients who are, especially I'm talking about the seniors, when they are basically hospitalized and on the path of recovery, they are actually using the tourism apps to show them and binge watch them. Like beautiful, like what I mean, like as I always say, lion safari in Africa, this and that, all those thoughts. What are they trying to do? They're making use of the digital world to divert their mind into something more beautiful than worrying about the pain. Oh my God, I got pain here, medicine here, how long I'm going to live. They want to eradicate all of those things and bring in the tourism in their mind, the travel that they're virtually traveling to those parts of the world. There is an author called Rick Steves, R-I-C-K Steves, S-T-E-V-E-S. He is basically an author of a book called Rick Steves. He's a specialist in Europe, and he writes about book. Recently, I learned that he's actually got a TV channel, and now he's developing an app to show to the world how beautiful Europe is. So look at where the world is going. Ladies, gentlemen, friends, I have one request to make from everybody. When I was a youth, well, I'm still young, I will say. I'm not going to say I'm old. When I was even younger, there was a company in India who used to have a tagline, think beyond your limits. My request is kindly, always, whatever you think, ask yourself questions to go 0.1% more beyond. Think how, when, what. how can I enhance my life by making use of digital world? What can I do to contribute to at least one more human being to inspire to bring the digital world of the tourism industry? I'm just being biased towards my industry, but of course it means to the others too. And then when can I do this? Now. There is never tomorrow. All you need to do is contribute 30 seconds of your life on an average in maybe one day or in a span of 2 days. And I don't think so that's a big ask. Like, I'm on this platform, I'm trying to request you, trying to convince you, make use of the digital world. This is your future. This is where the world is going. Just all you need to do is tell the others. Like Dr. Sharma has shared about a couple of really good apps. I'm soon after this, I'm excited to go on and jump on this. How much time did he spend on this? 20 seconds at the most. He's done his job. He's done his part. We got to do our part too. Namaskar. Thank you. Everybody remain happy, remain safe, remain healthy. See you in about 3 to 4 weeks from now. I'm going to miss this platform for a few weeks. I'm traveling for work, as he said, but I will definitely try to see the recordings as and when I get the opportunity.
Wonderful, wonderful, Vikas ji. Thank you very much. Professor Vivek, Shankar, Natarajan ji from Texas. Yes.
I think I quite agree with Vikas ji. I think there is a lot of exciting possibilities, and given I think our youth, if some of them can take some of these ideas and from concept, what we call as a design thinking approach, and kind of make it into some kind of a tangible product or even service, that opens up new opportunities for new jobs. So there's so much opportunity out there, and if that can be married with the exuberance of youth, the ideas that they can go to test the boundaries of what we have, that I think will lead us to path of creating some newer companies, some newer products, some newer experiences. And all those look very promising from the point of, creating both new jobs and also adding to the economy. So that's really my goal. At the end of the day, all these things are a way to improve the growth in the economy, because, I was listening to some videos about how we are one of the fastest economies, and that is needed. It's not an aspirational thing. It is definitely a respirational thing. We need that. Otherwise, what happens to all the youth? We can't put them to, they cannot go jobless. So I think this emphasis on growth and jobs are needed, because Swami Vivekananda has already said that. No point in talking about Vedanta if somebody is wanting 2 square meals. So economic growth is important. Then we can go into other aspects that will only support growth in arts and culture, and our whole spirituality is also tied to the economic foundation. So that is my goal: is how do we take some of these new technologies to youngsters, by doing camps. So that could be coding camps, that could be design thinking camps, pitch deck competitions. We need more of that, Gulshanji, because there's a lot of exciting promises here, and that could lead to launch of new companies, new ideas. And government is also doing that. We have the Atal Innovation Labs, mission, and several institutes also have a lot of emphasis on entrepreneurship and new products. So I think, and I'm very happy that we had some native examples from the tourism industry, because Vikasji's whole expertise in the tourism, and I know Gulshanji, you're also a tourism man at heart, and I think we are all, every Indian somewhere is a tour guide at heart, because at least whenever people talk to me about India, if they ask me for one minute, I end up volunteering 15 minutes of information. We all become, especially when we are abroad, we are all ambassadors and we are all tour guides in a way. So I'm always interested and intrigued by tourism, and there's so much to offer, because after all, many travelers came to India. Many people came to India to find the Silk Route or the Pepper Route. I mean, we've always been that kind of a destination. So that's something in our blood, that we love to engage with people. We love to welcome people. We like to host people. So that is there. With that, Gulshanji,
thank you.
Sarve bhavantu sukinaha, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, Happy Holi to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, before we close the session today, there are two takeaways while conveying my deep gratitudes and thanks to Mr. Vikas Malhotra and Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajan ji. Vikas Malhotra ji used a sentence, a short, think beyond your limits. That was something fantastic. This morning when I got up and the first YouTube video which I watched, the title was so encouraging and stimulating. It was Feel the Future. Oh my God, feel the future. Feel the future. And something again very interesting. 8th of March is a Holi also. It's an International Women Day also. And what a beautiful theme which United Nations has given this year. 2023. Digit all. International Women Day is a digit all, innovation and technology for gender equality. This is the theme and this is the title for 2023, 8th of March, International Women Day. We are going to bring 8 women, 8 p.m. on 8th of March for the global fraternity. Once again, when we would be joining on Wednesday. Of course, Monday and Tuesday, we have got 2 more programs. Vikas ji, all the best for your trip. Wonderful trip. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy that my advisor from the US is right over here. He will be conducting the program for next 3 Sundays and he will take on the entire thing. And you have your wonderful, beautiful holidays. Thank you. Thank you very much to both of you. And my great regards and wishing you both a blessed and a very happy